Hey, everybody. Welcome back to our Friday get together. What's new and coming up with lipedema? I'm Leslyn Keith. I'm the president of the board of directors for the Lipedema Project, as well as the director of research. And I'm here with my friend and colleague, Siobhan Huggins. Hi, Siobhan.
Hello, and I'm the research specialist at the Lipedema Project as well. I'm also pouring tea, if you're wondering what I'm doing.
And what kind of tea do you have today?
Let's see. This one is, here it is. It's a 2017 tea from White 2 Tea. So it's a fermented aged tea from 2017 called Sunday Special. So it's kind of a good everyday, dark tasting, woody, chocolatey type of tea.
And a white tea it's kind of on that level of caffeine. So herbal, and then you have green tea, and then does it go white tea and then black tea?
It actually depends a lot on the processing and when you actually pick it. But the white tea, it's just the brand name of it. So the company, White 2 Tea.
Oh, okay.
This is actually a pu'er. So it's kind of pressed and fermented. And this one is actually a ripe pu'er. So they add moisture to it so that it'll ferment faster.
Interesting.
That's not what we're here to talk about.
We're not. I love tea, so I love talking about that. So if anybody's ever wondering about that. But before we get started with what we want to tell you about today, with what's coming up, please put in the chat, like Peggy has already done, where you are in the world. And as we start talking about what's new and coming up, if you have any comments or if you have something that you want to share that we forgot to share, go ahead and place that in the comments. We always like to hear from you, and knowing that we're here with you and not just Siobhan and I having a lovely conversation with just the two of us. So let's talk about first. Well, I'm going to talk about first what's happening tomorrow. And there's still time if you are interested in coming. And that is, there's a networking educational workshop for lymphedema therapists. But now for the first time, it's also for patients. So for people who have lymphedema and or lipedema, it's happening tomorrow. It's virtual. I'm one of the speakers. And it's all about lifestyle and lymphedema. And let me tell you, they're going to be talking about lipedema as well. So we will have a link below to be able to go there and find out more and see if you would like to attend. It does have a fee. I can't remember what it is, but if you're a patient and you're not trying to get CEUs, it is less expensive than for the therapists who are getting continuing education credits. But there's going to be stuff about aromatherapy, about compression garments. I'm going to be talking about nutrition. And another person, I think she's talking about breathing and exercise. So a lot of good stuff. So be sure and join us. And so next, the next thing, I am going to turn this over to Siobhan to talk about this, what we're going to be doing for Lipedema Awareness Month in June.
Yeah, so it's going to be 5 days, and it's not consecutive days. It's spread out over the first half of June. And what we're going to be doing is, last year we had a boot camp, but this time we're presenting information, but in a way where it's like, what can you do to take that first small step towards better care? And I say it that way because, some people are just starting out, they're newly diagnosed, or they're just learning about lipedema, they're not diagnosed. And some people have been in this for quite a long time. But regardless of that, there's always points where, you go and live your life, you get away from management sometimes, other things came up. And just being able to get back to that. And so we'll be talking about a lot of different ways that you can do that in terms of nutrition and decongestive therapy and MLD, and just presenting it as a challenge because it can really help sometimes to treat something as a challenge or an experiment to see what you can change over the course of a month. So I'm really excited about that. And we're going to cover a lot of different information, but trust me, we're going to present it in a way where you have some take homes for yourself and you can have an action plan immediately and then implement it over the month. And then at the end, we get to have a celebration and a check-in to see what has changed for you and what you've learned and what has improved.
Yeah. And really, we're talking about giving you things you can do that are bite-sized chunks. It's just, you can take those little steps, or you can make a major thing. One of the challenges may be just to find what your resources are, and that could be a nice small step, but maybe major for you. So be sure and check out the links down below that it gives you the dates of when we're getting together, and some of the topics that we'll be doing. This is free. So be sure and sign up and join us. There is an option for VIP status that you can get a lot of extras and some, I'm not sure exactly what all the extras are, but there is a lot of extras if you decide to upgrade into the VIP. So be sure and check that out. It's learn.lipedema-simplified.org. And then you see it's got the hyphen afterwards. I mean, the slash for the Lipedema Awareness Challenge specifically that you can find out about coming up in June, Lipedema Awareness Month.
Yeah, and because this is a free challenge, it's a great opportunity to invite other people who may have lipedema, who are exploring it for the first time, to just give them something that they can enter into that's not super overwhelming and you're yanking your hair out trying to figure out what to start with first. We're going to present it in a way where it's like, okay, here's what I can do right now and over the course of this month. And it can really be helpful in doing that in a community as well. So you can have other people to talk to and check in with and get encouragement from.
And there is another aspect of something else that we're going to be doing in Lipedema Awareness Month. And that is some live in-person get-togethers, so that you can get together with people in your community that are struggling with lipedema, or are family and loved ones with lipedema, and you want to come together with and share stories and collaborate and come up with new ideas and new possibilities. And so these will be happening in a variety of different communities. And I think right now we have Boston. We have Siobhan is going to be hosting one in Denver. We're all over the place. And so I think we will also post a link for you to be able to find out if there is one that's happening near you, and to sign up for that. It's just, you show up and it's going to be at a coffee shop or just a informal get-together place. Here it is, Tribers at the table. And so just an informal get-together. And I know, Siobhan, when you're hosting one in Denver, still looking at those, what will be a good facility to have it at? You're still looking?
Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere near Union Station. That's kind of the main bus and train station. And we're looking for someplace with parking. So if you are in the Denver area and you have suggestions, please let me know. I hardly ever go out there because I'm lazy.
But people have said we need something with close by parking, hopefully not expensive parking. And so we will get a registration link through email of all the various locations that we have already. If you would like to host a get-together in your area, let us know about that too. You can email me, Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org, and email me, and I'll make sure that I hook you up with the right person in order for you to host a small get-together wherever you are. I think we have some people in other countries, and I mean, we would just love this to be a global event. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And let me emphasize, if you want to host an event in your area, It's just meeting up in a coffee shop or a cafe or whatever it is. You don't need to be an expert on lipedema. You can just share your experience. It's just an opportunity to get people together with others who know what they're going through and just share in that human experience and get to
Yeah, there's
talk
a
to
lot of
people.
people that have been wanting to have some in-person get-togethers again after we've kind of been isolated for the last several years. And it wasn't appropriate for our big events because we were able to bring lots of people together by doing it virtually from, all over the world. People can have access to our big events, but these are just small get-togethers, person to person, that it would be wonderful for a lot of people to be participating, but all over the world. So let us know. So that's Leslyn at lipedemaproject.org if you have some ideas about that. Otherwise, you will get an email that will give you information and a way to sign up. So what else is new and coming up?
Well, there is one thing that people should be looking out for, which is the super duper early bird special for our October event on October 27th, 28th, and 29th. So just a little bit before Halloween, so you can get some education in and then go and have fun.
Yeah, so this event is, of course, it's one of our big events. We do one in spring and one in fall. It is going to be held virtually. It's going to have speakers and experts from around the world. It's going to have attendees from around the world. And our format that we've been doing it in the last several events is very collaborative. We make sure that it's not just something you're listening to a presentation and one after another. This is, yes, you do get some great presentations, great speakers, but we also have opportunities for you to collaborate with your peers and share your own stories. So this is, as all of our events, it's going to be spectacular. Save those dates. And for the first 100 people that respond to our email about the super duper early bird, should be coming out pretty quickly. If you respond to that, you will get it at a very low price for that event coming up in October.
Yeah, and just a quick aside, because I did see that highlighted comment. Julie Rosa asked where my snake plant is, and the answer is it's currently in timeout. I had it over in this windowsill here, and it got too much sun and it got sunburned because I am the person who had managed to harm a snake plant of all things. So it had to have some leaf amputations because of the damage. It's not very pretty right now, and it was being very finicky when trying to recover, so I put it in timeout because snake plants thrive on neglect, so it is being purposefully neglected at the moment.
And they're kind of a shade plant too. So yeah.
Yeah, so I thought this would be enough shade because I'm actually in the basement, but no, it didn't like that. So my zebra plant has liked it just fine, so
Okay.
it's still out.
And you are keeping the zebra plant alive as well.
Yes,
That's
it's
good.
doing really well, actually. My mom took a look at it. She's my plant guru consultation, and she said, looks good.
Yeah, very good. Very good. And I'm just looking in our comments as well. So then we have Peggy from Boston, and I think I know who this is, from Anchorage, Alaska, but it just says Facebook user. I'm forgetting, put your name in there. And Missy from West Virginia. Oh my goodness, diagnosed after 27 years of searching. This is unfortunately not unusual. There is usually quite a delay from getting a bona fide diagnosis after you realize that there's something wrong. Congratulations, Missy. And Julie's here, of course, from Camarillo. My neighbor here in Southern California. Melissa's in West Michigan. And Marcia asks, will the email be sent out so we can register and look over the dates? Yes. You will get information now for if you're talking about the Tribe at the Table, those informal get-togethers from around the world. You will get that an email invitation with links to be able to see which one you would like to attend, or if you would like to host one. So you would get that by email. And Jeannie is from Sacramento, but she's here with us again today. Welcome.
Very cool.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of it. Did I miss anything, Siobhan, of what's new and coming up?
I think we covered the new and up and coming stuff. I think we did it.
There's actually, and this is way in the future, towards fall and around our fall event, that there's a couple of international events coming up this year about lipedema. And Siobhan we're talking about Siobhan going to Germany and presenting at one of them. We've submitted an abstract.
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see, but she's submitted an abstract, and we're hoping that she's going to be presenting at that event. And then there's also another event that's coming up in Italy that we're talking about having someone from Lipedema Simplified present at that event. So we're getting some worldwide reach. We're getting out there globally, sometimes having to physically go to those locations, not always online.
Yeah, I might actually go to the Berlin one anyway, even if I'm not presenting, just because I'd be interested to connect with other people there and get a scope of what they're talking about. So it's very interesting to see things just kind of exploding all over.
Yes, you're right. Yep. And I don't think we have a full program of what's happening there at that event yet, because I think I think they just closed from accepting abstracts. So I don't think that they've actually sent out anything that says whether or not you've been accepted. So we don't have a full program, but once we see that, we'll be talking about it on this Friday get together. And so be checking for that. And we're so glad that you guys always come. And it's so nice to have you here, to be with you. We love having you post, and we will see you again next time. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.